I'm the host.
You're the host of Pop Culture Crisis today for this test?
Oh, that'd be funny.
That's
like
terrible.
the guests
That's
think they're the
dangerous.
host.
I've already got like 6 shows going, so I don't
The
have time for
audio
this.
is
Yeah.
a little loud.
I mean, I feel like we should switch chairs
Me?
because this is like
All
going
of
to be a
it.
guest chair.
Just in general.
Which is not
Mhm.
where I'm going to be sitting.
Just
Is
deal
there a
with
way
it.
to?
Is there like a distinction between left and right on these? Is it playing some people through your left and some people through
No.
your right? Okay, good.
This is an important job right now, so
Yeah.
Which
Clearly.
output are you?
I don't know what that means.
Hold on. Can you hear anything?
we're not even having
Yeah.
this many
I
people on the
can't.
show normally.
I'm good.
Can you hear anything?
Not anymore.
Okay, that's you.
No, I can't.
Tell me when it's good. Tell me when it's good. Tell me when it's
Set there.
Okay.
It was just a little loud before.
cool.
Ah.
Yep, you were a little higher than everybody else.
So. the
Oh
same-
yeah, I said his higher because he said he's deaf. Right?
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we don't want anyone to know, really, right?
Okay, we are
Is
live.
that, a
No,
is that
no,
a
it-
secret?
Wait, are we
No,
really
it's-
live?
We are live
No,
on the
idea is
internet
just that
right
you have to
now.
Okay, let
if
me
there's- if
tell-
different
Welcome to
sounds are
Pop
coming through
Culture
different
Crisis.
channels, you have to mono out for me.
Welcome
Oh, yeah.
to
Anybody?
Pop Culture Crisis. And let's play us in with some audio. Random song.
Random song. Oh, do you want to listen to like? Sorry, that was a little bit.
Chris, whenever you're ready.
Vloggy.
Why don't you hit post 0?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Culture Crisis.
Also known as Pop Culture Crisis,
Yeah.
because Culture Crisis is a podcast
actually-
that's already taken on iTunes.
The Pop Culture
Actually,
Crisis
welcome
show.
to Cyber
formerly
Gulag.
known-
Okay, this is starting off horribly. Everybody stop
Yeah.
stepping on Chris's lines, please.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing.
I
I was
didn't
trying to
say
set up for a
anything.
joke.
All right, let's
But
start
now you
over.
ruined it,
Let's
so I'm
start
not gonna
over.
do the
Let's
joke.
start
It's
over.
not Joke Crisis, it's Pop Culture Crisis.
Hold on. Let's start over.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't show them our library.
Don't show them our library, really.
Oh, I like that intro better. Whenever you're ready, Chris.
I actually like
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pop Culture Crisis. I'm your host, just for now, not normally. And we're going to talk about pop culture stuff. So, are you guys busy on your phones?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
they
watching.
are.
Oh, okay. Oh.
They're literally on their phones.
No, I'm watching.
Yeah, but that's still on. It's still the millennial way.
We don't have.
My computer is about $14.99, and the cutoff is active. Oh,
It's
Right.
actually
Yeah.
an extra.
It's like a feeling, right?
Technically, it's like a millennial.
You're right.
technically, I'm a millennial and a zoomer at the same time.
No, you
An
can't
extra
do
is
it.
millennial.
You and I are both on the edge. I'm on the edge of millennial.
Yeah.
because
Wait,
I'm
but
I'm
you-
a little baby born in '89. You're on the edge of Zoomer. Because you're born in '99.
Yeah.
Yeah. Settled. So you have the phone, you know.
All right, let's go to some chats.
Let's watch.
You got a great chat here that says, "We love you."
Not hard to believe.
Sound guys.
Yeah,
right?
we're just gonna. What is a super chat? Yeah, first we have to find out what a super chat is.
Let's
A
go to
super
super
chat
chats.
is like there's an unter chat and a super chat.
This
And I
guy
think the
looks
super
like he
chats
knows.
where
But
No,
you
hey, don't
can't
pl-
play
don't-
that
yeah,
video,
don't play
though.
that.
Yeah.
He's gonna
What
copyright
is a
strike
super
us.
chat?
There's like one comment.
super chat's just beyond a chat. It's more
there a
than
comment?
chat.
Yeah, there's one comment.
From who?
Did you see the
Who's commenting?
What?
Not gonna tell
Miracle?
Who
did
is
you
it? Is
see
it
the
Tim?
Trailer for
Is Tim
Peacemaker?
watching?
From who? Sorry.
For-
Oh, is it
did
from
you see
Nick?
the trailer for Peacemaker?
Yeah, I did. I was kind of disappointed about it. I hate John Cena because
What?
he's, dude.
How can you hate something you can't see?
But-
No,
he's
I
a
hate
communist
John
apologist.
Cena. Yeah.
I mean, but he can speak Mandarin, right?
But-
That's pretty
Barely.
But how do you even know? You can't see him. It's impossible.
Well,
It's-
For me, I thought it was okay, but like
He was-
honestly, his character passed away, right, in the
no, he killed.
Suicide Squad.
He killed Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad sequel. That officially means spoilers. He kills.
Oh, that means spoilers.
He kills Rick Flag in the sequel to the Suicide Squad, but he's like made for that type of comedy. That's his type of shtick. I'm actually excited to see that.
You have to make sure the
I don't know.
camera's
I
on you
just
before
don't
you
wanna
give the hand signal. Nobody knows if you.
Well, we're also not actually recording this for anybody, so
It's live right now.
It's
Yeah.
live right
Yeah.
now on the internet.
That's stupid.
Aw. We'll
I
be
don't
alright.
think so.
I think it's
cool.
true that Cena does some pretty universal films. That's probably partially why billions of people, are endorsing, in China and Eurasia. These movies are more popular anywhere than they are just here.
Well, they're also. I mean, most of those are financed by China now.
Which
Yeah.
makes sense because they're the largest audience. So if the movie can work for everybody, that's not the problem. It's if they're making it, if they're
making it for
agenda-
commies.
Yeah.
No, I mean
like-
if an agenda-driven, film isn't like an art-driven film, it sucks for the fans, right?
Well, for me, I'm just like, I don't want to support China. Dude, like, China's trying to bring down everything that
Well, I like
we
to call
love.
it West Taiwan.
If you're going to boycott China when it comes to pop culture and entertainment, you're going to be pretty much done because
Well,
they've
no.
got their hands in almost everything. Made
Well,
now.
like, I don't mind watching it. I just hate John Cena because why would you bend your knee to them? I get it. It's like for your paycheck and everything, but still.
likely he has a contract and wasn't given a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that's
Mhm.
right. I'm saying that they're like, okay, or we can give you like a $50 million penalty clause on your contract if you don't
Okay.
make up for
Hey,
what you-
Brett,
Okay.
can you do me a favor and point the mic down so it's not covering your whole face?
There we go.
Look
More.
at that.
Lower.
Point it
He,
more, a little more down.
Lower.
To the
I
side.
want to see your beautiful face. Yeah.
look
This
at
side
that.
right here.
He's
Yeah.
so pretty.
You could even bring it further down, like I have it. See my face right now.
I mean, he's trying to do
just
the Wilson
imagine
thing.
you're like,
Yeah.
No,
you're
that's fine.
eating a popsicle or
yeah,
like
that's pretty
ice
good.
cream.
That's pretty good.
He wanted to do the Wilson Home Improvement thing where he's behind a fence.
But it's with China, like I don't think there's any production company anymore that doesn't at least get like a quarter of the financing for these movies from
so
China.
does it.
So
But I don't know if we're gonna watch it together as a company, we can talk about it like in the movie theater. Take
well,
some.
it's a TV. It's a. I think it's an HBO Max show.
Do you think it's out already?
No, I think that was just a trailer.
Mm.
So.
Well, what about like the other like DC properties that came out? Like because Fandom like released a bunch of trailers for their upcoming movies and TV show series, especially for like Young Justice. Like their newest season's coming out, but it's going to focus more on Superboy, Miss Martian, and then Beast Boy.
I haven't seen Young Justice, the animated.
Yeah, it's the animated series. It's like the best thing ever.
I don't have.
it's better than Teen Titans.
Yeah,
it's
wasn't
interesting.
wasn't there
Kind of.
something with Beast Boy live action?
The live action one, so basically he was cast as an Asian man, but Beast Boy in the live actions is called Titans, and he's not green yet because the reasoning why.
Titans, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
But
A
it's
lot of
mainly
people hated Titans.
well, they hated it because it wasn't revolving around Teen Titans. It was revolving more on Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing.
It was worth it just for the S.I. Morales portrayal of Deathstroke in season 2
Mhm.
when he just guts fucking Wonder Girl.
Wait, so why is he green?
Well, the reason why he's not green in the show is because his powers are slowly kicking in. So slowly he's becoming like different animals. So you're going to see it, but then another complaint about Titans was Raven doesn't have her powers. So she was in the comic book series and the cartoon series, she's not born from Earth. She's from a different planet. But in the live action, she's born on Earth and like she discovers she has these powers. And they're like, what the fuck?
Most of this, that
It's
seems
disrespectful
to
to aliens, right?
It's, most of this stuff, but does she have powers throughout most of the show? I don't.
Yeah, but like she's learning how to control it.
Okay, but she's not. It's not adding to the budget by doing large set pieces that involve extreme. Yeah, a lot of times these things are designed around budget. Like
Yeah, that's true.
That's why most
But-
comics today feel like Netflix pitches and not interesting stories.
Well, the reason why people are complaining because they want it to be exactly from the source. Or like when they say Titans, they imagine like Teen Titans. And I don't know if you grew up with it. I grew up with it. I love it. Like I love both the Japanese and English themes versions of the songs. Like
Even
I
though it
don't.
was animated in Korea.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
This is an American idea to make it more Asian, actually.
Well,
It's
they
kinda
only
funny.
made it more Asian because during that time they wanted to dip their toes into the anime scene.
You ever read the old Teen Titans, like from the '60s? Like it's pretty brutal. You know, these
No.
are, imagine like these teenage kids, like, and that's why I think actually Titans was legit because like Dick
Yeah.
Grayson does have to grow up as a kid around like hyper rich characters, which
Yeah.
are making and breaking the law. I mean, Teen Titans are funded by Wayne Enterprises. He owns the tower.
Yeah, well,
And there
I
is
think
Bruce Wayne in season 3, right? But
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
Batman.
I think Raven's the best character, though. I love
Raven is bae. Like a lot of people like miss out on Raven because she was like that emo chick that nobody really
I wrote
liked.
a lot of fan fiction. I had some ideas. I still think we could make some pretty good comic books out of it.
Well, DC right now.
Anything would be better than the stuff DC is putting out now.
That's
Well-
gonna be my pitch, I think. Actually,
No.
I'm here to tell you that I can do better.
Well, like, you know how
Just
DC and Marvel right now, they're telling like everybody to shut up, like don't tell us what to do with our comics.
Yeah, I mean that's
Which
kind of my
is-
point with your whole thing with the agenda with Cena, because it's like
Yeah.
if the comic, I don't care what your politics are. It's just the agenda isn't to make my comic book into a great story.
Yeah.
Then that's a bummer because it's taking away energy from something I love.
Well, like I'm just afraid
Move
because
your
like
mouse over.
a lot of people are saying like there's like two different opinions about Marvel. Like people are saying like, oh, we don't like, what's the director's name? Feige.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Kevin Feige.
Kevin
You have a
Feige, like he's
duplicate of
very
this one.
woke, and like
You
people
have a
don't like
duplicate of
that,
this one,
and
so
like
that's
especially
actually-
like.
But he wasn't the reason Marvel Comics has been suffering. That was CB Sapolsky and not Dan DiDio.
Yeah, they have quality managers.
No. The comics are worse.
Right.
But like the Feige is just picking up where the comic books have left off,
Mm-hmm.
and he was put in charge of Marvel Comics, I think,
Well,
EIC or something.
Then can you
Um,
explain why Captain Marvel's so feminist? Like she's
I'm saying-
borderline feminist.
That's literally how to explain it.
I'm
I mean,
saying that the movies are just what's slowly eking in is
Mhm.
everything that the comics have been for the
Mhm.
last
10
10 years.
Yeah.
So the same.
And I'm not like I stopped reading them ages ago because I can't stand the writing anymore.
Oh, speaking about the new comics, how do you like the two characters from this one comic book? I think we saw it where it's like two transgender characters. One is a guy.
Snowflake and Safe Space.
Yeah, and then like the fat girl who's like her superpower is just being fat, and like she's a fitness
Yeah, she's like a
blogger.
fitness blogger.
it's not that different from Toxic Avengers.
I feel like they're
That's true.
parodying.
No, it looks like it's being like if it was
It was
written by
actual
somebody who
comic.
wasn't from that
I
comic
know.
book. If they didn't know that it wasn't parody, it comes off as parody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so bad that it's like what was that show that they released on Netflix? The one about the queer superheroes.
Oh my god.
Q Force.
It's
Q
Q-Force.
Force. Q Force.
It's Q Force, but no, a better show that Netflix produced before Q Force. It's actually produced by Portuguese people, and it's about these like three guys, but their superpower is like they're copying how like Sailor Moon is with like the pretty guardians. So they're pretty guardians, but they're they're not trans. They're actually like drag queens, and it's like the cutest thing ever. I love it so
What's it
much.
called?
Oh shit, let me search it up. But
Language.
Portuguese.
Oh, I meant.
Hey Brett,
Pardon your Portuguese.
if you're gonna lower your face, you should lower the mic with
Yeah,
it so they
go
can
with it?
see your
Okay.
face.
I
yeah.
do love the Wilson thing. That's pretty funny, but yeah.
Should be able to pull it down if you want.
No, it's fun.
But yeah, other than that show, do you want to watch later the Netflix show called Inside Job?
Never seen it.
It's a new animated, adult animated movie. I mean, TV show that basically it's talking about conspiracy theories with the government, especially the FBI, like the lizard people, sheep
It's
people.
animated.
When you say adult animated, what do you mean?
So it has a similar feel.
Sounds like a trap.
No. So it's a similar feel how
I'm
Rick
not
and Morty
watching
is.
porn with you, Miracle.
I didn't say we're watching porn.
Rick and Morty level you though.
You gonna pull it
Yeah.
out or what?
All right, that's not so bad. I did like what's the one? Solar Opposites. Solar Opposites was pretty decent.
That one was really
I
good.
mean, that's androgynous trans, but they're plants. So they're plants. They don't really. They're trying to assume gender, an engenderment in their social society that they're collapsing. So they're in this collapsing society. They're destroying humanity, and they're going to terraform Earth because they lost their home world. So they put on a bow to look like a girl or a baseball cap to look like a boy until they've completely destroyed society. I love it. It's a great
Well,
show.
like, did you watch the very last episode of the newest season?
I think
What
so.
happens?
The baby and the. or
Well,
spoiler,
what
it's like a button.
happens is the four main characters, they basically turn into trees.
Yeah, right. They do the life cycle.
Yeah, basically, like, they're like, oh my god, I'm going to die. But then they turn into trees, and then what's his name? The main one that always wears the trench coat.
I forget their names.
Yeah, I forget it because, like, they name it really weirdly.
But they recycle. They come back like druidic magic. They're just
Yeah.
back again.
But I thought it was so funny. Like, his neighbor's like, oh my god, are you guys okay? He's like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Get over here.
He was frustrated that he felt like he had one life to live, right? And it's like evil Siddhartha says you have one life to live, right?
Can you explain more about evil Siddhartha?
Well, okay. How about this? can you explain more about evil version of people memes? Because right now it seems like a huge trend in memes is evil person does this, evil person says that. You know, we have an evil Ian says steal the code, right?
Oh, you mean like devil's advocate?
I see
basically?
it more. I mean, it came in around retro.
No, it's just supposed to be your polar opposite.
It was polar opposite. It came at retrograde though. It was the strongest retrograde we've had all year. You know, and it was this huge period where a lot of people were going through a lot of crazy things. And
There's some really funny ones.
yeah, I mean, but I've seen a lot of philosophers. You know, I've been doing a philosopher.
Also, I don't know if I'm supposed to mention it, but Jessica said we'll look really good if we put on a little bit.
The mic can still hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, everyone heard you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone on the internet.
Yeah,
heard
I
you.
just want to remind you, this is live.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah, Brett.
This is actually streaming on the IRL channel.
Well, the evil
No,
people
it's
meme
not.
though, right? Is that what it's about? What we're showing? Because it seems like it's like a doppelganger, Elseworld. Like in Star Trek, they have the parallel dimension.
Well, it's the idea. It's like time traveler moves a chair, and you become the opposite of the one was like there was a funny Eminem one today that I can't remember, but it was like the opposite of like mom's spaghetti. It's like dad's lasagna or something like
So what
My
is
dad
going,
made excellent.
what is
lasagna.
going on in our culture that like right now everything we're memeing opposites?
Well, it's because like a
Parallel
lot
world.
of people are saying like with the mask mandates and then like the government trying to push COVID shots or vaccines. I mean, they're saying this is like basically the beast's mark, which is like the devil's marking on people, like trying to make them turn evil.
I got this very Mandela effect. Mandela,
Mandela effect.
the Mandela's
Mandela?
Mandela's Mandela,
Mandela?
because Mandela would
No,
just
it's the
draw these sand
Mandela
paintings.
effect. Everybody remembers it as the Mandela effect.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just- But it's
like
actually
it's
the
this,
Mandela effect.
you got this evil cornucopia, this evil Berenstain. You have this like, kind of evil is the opposite. It's not necessarily evil. It's not necessarily the opposite, but just a different reality. It seems like that's what we're pushing at. Everyone's saying this is not a uniform experience.
The first one I saw was the evil Will I Am be like, I got a feeling tonight's going to be a bad night. And they give him devil eyes on all of them.
Or invert the color.
Or
I've
they
been
invert
seeing
the
them
color.
inverted a lot.
Evil plain white tees, goodbye Delilah, I'm familiar with New York City.
Brett, are you bored on the phone there?
I'm looking up the...
He's actually studying
Yeah.
memes.
Hey, so
This is important for research.
we got a story. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to switch over to it.
Yeah.
And it's titled Dr. Dre served divorce papers at cemetery as grandmother is laid to rest.
Good lord.
Wait,
that real?
Yes.
Holy
I thought he was
shit.
dead.
Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, I thought he was dead.
Dr. Dre lives. That's a Mandela effect, right?
Yeah.
Well, also I'm
Well, I think you might have
Mandela's
just
Mandela.
forgot about Dre.
I think that was just a music video.
I think you just forgot about Dre.
no like.
Nice, Brett.
All right.
Applause.
The only reason why I thought he was dead because like nobody talked about him. Like he
Nowadays,
disappeared.
everybody
It's
want
'cause
to talk like they got nothing to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish.
I think that's because he's more known for his headphones now.
Andy,
than he is
language.
for music.
All right, but, back to this article, right? So, okay, it says Dr. Dre was reportedly served with divorce papers in a cemetery while he was burying his grandmother. The rap icon, real name Andre Young, is currently in the midst of divorce proceedings with his wife
Can you
of
visualize him
24
with a
years,
shovel?
Nicole Young. Wow, he's
What
getting
was that?
divorced.
And she's
So-
like, she got like an insane amount.
Wait. So
24
he's
years?
there digging a shovel, digging a hole, like because he's saying he's burying. Like the way they
No,
say
no.
that, I
Oh,
doubt. I don't.
no. He
I
had,
think someone wrote this on his
no,
side.
he had his servants burying her.
I'm
physically.
sure, yeah, which sounds even weirder if you think about what
Yeah.
It's
really
like, I do
happened.
manual labor once every 5 years. This is the only day I'm doing it. And they come and they
All right,
hand
Do you
when you
think-
say it that way, I can see it. If
Do you think rich people actually do that? Like once
Yeah.
a year, they do at least one manual thing that's not done by like any servants.
you mean like rock climbing?
no, like manual work, like
Not useful work, no.
Yeah.
They do like rock climbing,
Yeah,
That's-
maybe
ice
yeah.
skydiving.
yoga.
Yeah, cool
What-
stuff.
They have to climb rocks to get home,
Yeah.
Oh,
staircases and stuff.
that's dumb.
Humble
But
rich
everyone-
guy
yeah.
actually does go uphill to work both ways.
Yeah, but what they
Once a
do is
year.
they make their youth suffer, like Batman, you know, in that Batman movie, like where
Yeah.
he's like, oh, you have to walk out into the world and you have to like come back alive. Haha.
Jackie Chan said that none of his kids get any of his money. It all goes
Well,
to...
also,
Yeah, but Jackie Chan's like
Or no, not
Okay.
Jet Li, not
Jet
Jackie
Li.
Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan hates his kids. I remember that.
But
was
maybe
a
that
problem.
maybe
Well-
which one is the one that has like an addict? in the family.
I think Jackie Chan is the one. That
Well,
has that.
have you heard
Jet Li
Jackie
headphones.
Chan's story? Like his story about his family and how he became.
So you hate
Yeah,
John
right.
Cena because
He
he
was
shills for China, but you're okay with Jackie Chan?
Jackie
no,
Chan's
I'm not
not-
okay with Jackie Chan, and there's a reason why I'm not okay with him.
Oh, I know why.
Why don't you
Why?
like Jackie
Because you look
Chan?
like him.
Oh. No, it's
Whoa.
because he's
See, I
a
would call
cheater
that.
That's
and
what we
like
call in-group bias.
he's a cheater and like I don't know. I just don't deal well with people who cheat on a
Cheater
long.
on in terms of love relationships.
Fidelity.
Well, his so basically he's been married to his wife for a long time, but then like I think it's like 5 years ago she found out that he had a bastard child.
So
What do you mean so? Like China doesn't allow that.
who cares what China thinks?
So that's what you're. So now you want to follow. Okay. Also, isn't he Hong Kong born?
Yeah, he's Hong Kong
he's
born,
not,
but like
he's not part
But
of.
he's all
the-
about China,
He's
though.
not part of the mainland China, fake China.
He
He's
loves
part of
mainland China.
He's part
mainlining
He loves
mainland.
the
He likes to
CBC.
mainline mainland China. That's really amazing.
but
mainland China.
He's like,
oh my god.
Hey, I only know like 16
Communism
people
straight
who've
to
ever
the
tried
dome.
that, and it's dangerous.
But
Be
like
careful.
for me, like I just don't like him as like a human, but I love his movies. But have you heard how he started? So basically his mom's a drug dealer and his dad was a police officer who caught his mom, and that's how they fell in love. And then Jackie Chan started his career as a porn star.
I thought he was adopted at some
Alright,
point,
so
right?
hey,
Isn't
do-
there an adoption part there? Okay.
Here's a good example of the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that
Mandela
article I was
effect.
trying to read?
Yeah.
You guys forgot about it. I don't know. Anyway, so real quick,
back
Okay,
to Dr.
Andre.
And
Dre.
according to
Andre's
TMZ,
grandmother's dead. We're sorry.
and
Yeah.
according to TMZ, in the latest twist of the tale, a process server attempted to give him legal documents regarding money owed to Young while he was laying his grandmother to rest. Sources close to the couple differ in where they claim the documents were served, with those on Dre's side saying they were given to him at the burial site, while those connected to Young have said they were served in the car park. He was probably dressed up.
in the car
the
park.
parking
he
lot.
probably-
Was it in
Yeah.
Britain? Was it in the UK that this
No,
happened?
he probably parked his car somewhere, and then when he was walking to the funeral,
Ontologically-
he
How is
got
it
the
a park
papers.
car park, though? in the United
Ontologically,
States?
it makes sense, right?
Because he was at the funeral in his mind. He's like, I'm at the funeral.
Because there's
Well,
no
yeah.
because there's no such thing as a car park or a park or a car. But like as time gets to the point where we have a milieu of these ideas, it's a car park. So that's fair.
Well, that's what the British call it, but it's like calling it a lift if you're talking about an
Well-
elevator
well,
in the United
the
States.
The
This-
point is, he was still at the funeral.
You know
This
how
is
much of
from
our
the Rag
audience
Bible.
weren't even alive the last time Dre put out a song? This is the sad thing. I don't think anyone cares. That's
yeah, it
on
was.
TV.
I don't even think.
That's why I thought he was like dead.
the
because,
Yeah,
money
like,
right.
isn't coming from his
Yeah.
music. The money.
How would you talk about Machine Gun Kelly or something someone's heard about?
The money isn't
Um,
coming from his music. The money's coming from Beats headphones.
Yeah.
That's true.
You
Which
know, you know they
Apple-
put weights in those headphones to make them feel heavier.
So it feels like there's more mechanical.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, they
actually have
probably
some
do that in
Beats
ours, too.
headphones, like the wireless ones. Dude,
Wait,
they suck. I
aren't-
can break them easily.
Didn't
and I don't
didn't
need to.
Apple buy it? I thought
Yeah.
Apple.
Yeah,
Apple
that's
buy
that's what
Beats.
AirPods and everything else is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well,
Yeah. So anyway,
let's go to
Dr.
the next
Dre,
story.
Mhm.
You got another story?
Yeah, we got another one. Let's see. Updated. I don't know what they updated, but it says Ruby Rose explains why she left Batwoman, alleges dangerous working
Oh.
conditions.
Yes. Like
that's-
apparently it was like a Saw movie in there.
Yeah.
She's like injuries all the time, and the producers are creepy. Which
Yeah.
who doesn't
It's
expect
Injuries like
Hollywood.
the lemur from Madagascar.
basically.
So wait, was she supposed to be Batwoman in a movie and then
Yeah.
she quit?
She
No,
was
TV
Batwoman
show.
on the first season of the TV show,
And then she quit.
and quit in the first season. Like, and then
So the
they-
show's ruined.
No, they recast her as a black woman in the same.
Yeah, like basically she's a black woman now, and like I think
It's
in
a new
D-
character.
in
Oh, so-
DC Comics they already like launched that
They had to
storyline too.
They had to make a DC Batwoman. The name of the character that replaced her, his name's Ryan Wilder, who was not comic book canon, but they had to make her comic book canon
To save the show.
to save the show.
Yeah,
basically.
which is
Oh no.
I'm okay about it, but then what about the black actor, the guy that they cast? Is he based on one of the known Batman characters?
Yeah,
Because I know
it's-
there's a black
it's
black Batman. Why is it like taking me so?
You said there's a black Batman?
Yeah, there is, but he's not really well known because like
It's an Elseworld story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Marvel has they have their own homage, right? Where they have he's like the owl. He's like a Chicago.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
the Owl Man.
What was that
What?
series called again?
Oh, are you talking? You're not talking about Hawkman being cast as by Aldous Hodge in the
No,
new.
I don't think so. But speaking about wait, are you talking about Hawkman, DC or Marvel?
DZ. They cast Aldous Hodge to play him in Shazam, in the Shazam sequel.
Oh, that's okay.
Aldous Hodge is a fantastic actor.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's not comic book accurate and it's not canon, but whatever. Like at this point, I would be fine if they just didn't talk about the fact that they're making the changes. Just make the changes.
Canon is not canon anymore. So this idea of canon that used to be, oh, well, we're going to decide what's in Elseworld or not, has fallen apart
Well,
completely.
no.
I disagree with you 110. Canon is the most important aspect.
It
of
was,
No,
but look what they did to Star Wars, right? Like Star Wars, they've completely dismissed canon. They're rebuilding canon, and you can't trust what's going to become canon again, or
Yeah, because they'll decanonize.
they decanonize, they
and then-
recanonize.
Well, you can't do that. That's not canon.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like canon does not mean what it did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But speaking about canon, have you seen the new Eternals leak for their post-credit scenes?
No.
Yeah.
With Harry Styles being
Yeah.
Thanos' brother, Eros. I'm so sorry if people don't know this, but it is a leak now.
I would be careful about spoilers.
spoiler
on
alert.
Yeah.
lies.
I
You
mean,
gotta say spoiler alert,
what if
and then you
we-
have to count
what if
the
we
time.
just
Yeah,
put
you
at
have
the-
to
I
say
think at the
spoiler alert.
I think
'cause
at the
you don't
beginning
know
of the
if camera's
show,
on.
we should at the beginning of the show
You
from now
should
on just say the
discuss it.
show will have spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a cute little edit. Just go like spoiler alert.
Well,
Yeah.
or we
Well,
just-
if you say the show will have spoilers, then that's a general warning that if you don't want anything potentially
Yeah.
spoiled,
Right.
then don't watch
Yeah,
this
basically-
show, which is not a
well,
very
not
good
in the
idea.
beginning,
Then
like
again,
yeah,
when
but
I'm
Say
about
at
to
the
say
beginning
something
of
that's
a
spoiler
segment
alert.
that's
yeah,
about a
so-
specific thing.
But what we could do is start the show out by telling people not to watch it.
Yeah.
No.
yeah.
Like South Park.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Just so you
No.
know, this show contains spoilers.
You don't
of
want to watch this
some
show.
shows.
Trust me.
Speaking of Mary
They could come up
Sue's-
at any time.
Speaking of Mary Sue's, you guys know Sam Maggs, right? Sammy
Nope.
Maggs. So the girl that they put in charge of Knights of the Old Republic, they're going to do a redo of Knights of the Old Republic Obsidian, because Lucasfilms and Disney and the way that they're. But everyone loved the game. They wanted to bring it back. It's like the perfect game. But she hates it. Apparently, she says not her favorite game. Doesn't like the way it is, and says that it's a white male, even though you can play any person of any color or any gender, because it's a role-playing game. Says the stories are not good enough, so rather than rebuild it, they're going to have somebody completely remake it and they're saying, oh well, we're going to try to make it the same feeling for the new generation. And so that's a really scary concept. It's like, what does that mean? It seems like that same thing you're saying with agenda driving.
Well, also Hollywood is running out of ideas, so they're remaking everything and then trying to create like a cult.
They're not
following.
out of ideas.
Are you
They
sure?
have plenty of ideas.
Just bad ones.
They don't have the inclination to spend the money to create new property
Yeah.
because it's too expensive to market.
It's way
Well-
cheaper to just remake shit.
Yep. To just you take existing IP and you just rehash it over and over
Well,
again
I'm
because
You already
saying-
have the audience
marketing
too.
is built
It's like,
in.
oh look, it's Batman. You guys already know what Batman is. We don't have to advertise it to you.
Yeah, well, the only reason why I'm saying that because that's what a lot of people are saying now. Like, just like a regular person who doesn't understand the industry. Like, I didn't know like it costs a lot of money to create a new like.
Cult following.
No, not
Oh yeah, right.
It's the reason why they rehash the same 5 Batman villains in the movies over and over again when he has a much larger, much more robust rogues gallery than just about any superhero. Like the fact that there's no Hush in the new Batman movie is going to be sad.
It's because no one knows who that is, and
Yep.
they're not going to watch
Yeah.
it for that.
Well,
they want to see
speaking-
Penguin.
Exactly.
Yeah. Speaking about the new Batman movie, how
Wait,
do you
wait,
feel
wait.
about that?
Oh, I hate it. No, but let's go back to Catwoman TV
Catwoman.
show real quick.
Okay.
Batwoman. TV show.
Batwoman.
So, in a series of posts, Rose alleged that she both witnessed and suffered gruesome injuries while on set and endured numerous forms of intimidation from Warner Brothers TV executive Peter Roth. She took aim at Roth first, calling him out for allegedly having young women on the crew steam his pants around his crotch while he was still wearing them.
Based.
So, like, yeah, these are the things you get to do when you're a show producer, I guess.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Chris, do you often ask women to steam your crotch?
No,
While
actually,
you're
but
still
that,
wearing-
how about you, Andy?
I got a fat steamer once on.
It just seems like it'd be sweaty, and it would be like hard to.
Steaming pants. What is steaming pants?
It
Working
doesn't sound
conditions
very
would be
pleasant.
not
It
super
doesn't.
great. I mean, I live
Wait.
in the rainforest. And
Allow
I
me
like
to
having
burn
steamy
your-
Because
pants.
it's like very heated. That's why they want it. Like, it just. Never
What?
mind. Let's just change the subject.
All right. Anyway, so yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's what Hollywood's like in every respect, and it sucks.
Well-
The worst part is after stuff like this happens to you, you can't say anything because of NDAs. And I have so many friends in those problems in California.
It's been like exactly 2 years since she quit, so it's like she like wrote down the date her NDA probably cleared,
Oh, yeah,
and then
that's
was
what it
just
is.
like
Yeah.
wrote the tweets out ahead of
So
time. It's
if
like,
you think this isn't happening to like
Schedule
everybody
them.
all the time, you haven't lived in California long enough.
she
and it's too long.
Yeah.
and Hollywood's going through like a huge like reckoning right now with workers' rights and everything with hours and all the the behind the scenes people, the people that actually make the celebrities look good, are overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, and part of me wants to be like, yeah, suck it up. But I get it because those shifts are long for projects where they get very little, like
It's amazing how it works though, because you teach people that it's glamorous, and then you have these kids showing up on Skid Row from all over the country.
you go through Hollywood and it's all these massive like rich people, the houses in the hills,
In
but
the
then
hills
it's
only,
but then you go into downtown and it's all these squalor apartments with 3 people to a building. Those are the people that actually make the movies work because they can't afford to live anywhere else.
Right, but also it's the young kids. I've got friends who came from like Missouri or something, and they would end up in California, and then Kevin Spacey would, and so these were like, and this is what Hollywood's been like forever. It's always been vaudeville. You've got clowns and whores, and you tell them they're going to be stars, and
The
it's
camera loves you, kid.
it's really not any better than it's ever been, and no one seems to get that there's evil in all fields.
That's like, but that's a pretty commonly understood trope, is that Hollywood is evil. Like
Hollywood
It's because they're
itself-
literally evil.
Hollywood
like-
itself isn't evil, but there is a legend, right? You've heard like the legend, like so Hollywood is a hellmouth kind of thing.
Do you know what Hollywood is?
So Hollywood is actually supposed to be what Christ was crucified on, is the
Well,
tree.
It's also supposed to be what Druids make their wands out of.
Yes, this is also true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can't put curses on people or do spells on people without Hollywood.
So there's a great invocation that happened in Hollywood, and it was supposed to be to turn the energies that were going down back out. And so there's a pouring out of Hollywood. And so some people like talk about this. You go to the Malibu Hills, and you can just stand in the hills, and if you say something, you can be heard in the hearts of many, regardless of being on the radio or on
Oh,
TV.
that makes sense because a lot of people like we're talking about like if you go to Hollywood, like the signs especially, like saying something, like
Yeah.
people can still hear it. I didn't realize
it's a
that.
powerful thing. Another thing is they say is you can walk around the world, or you can sit in Hollywood and the world will walk around you. I mean, it's kind of like New York, but even more so, I think, in Hollywood, and in the general area. So, but there is like kind of that. And it sounds like it's a magical story from the 19th century, but it sounds. If you look at what happened in California, look at Hollywood, it's completely impacted everyone. Everyone's life is changed because now we're seeing. If you watch a video from the 50s or 30s in Hollywood, it's different than hearing about a story. Like history's changed because of it,
Well, also I feel like people don't really like Hollywood, especially like if you're a tourist. Like Hollywood is a very touristy trap. Like if you go down there, because
You're speaking more Hollywood the place. We're speaking more Hollywood the idea.
Deep down, I loved both. That's the problem. But like when I got to Hollywood, I had to wear like leather shoes that were made from like beasts and like try to walk across it and try to get out alive. Because Hollywood will consume you. It's not a place. I mean, Venice Beach is even. You want to get to like the hills.
What do you mean by consume you? Is it because like the homeless problem
No,
that
no,
they
no.
have there?
I mean, that's just indicative of the problem. It's more that Hollywood itself is magical, and it consumes. If it can't get energy from the source, it has to get it from those who do. So it gets bright young souls that come down there, and it sacrifices them.
So you're telling me I have to go to Hollywood now?
I mean, I liked it in the Malibu Hills. You'd be surprised how like nothing's changed in the Malibu Hills for like thousands of years. You have beautiful, like it's grassy. You can just be there and it's peaceful and there's no cell signal and it's like there are places right in L.A. but it's 150 miles wide and an inch deep.
Speaking about Hollywood, have you seen like recent pictures of Tom Cruise?
Yeah. Well, give me a
Norm
run.
Macdonald
pull that
joke.
up.
Yeah.
You should. This is important, actually. I want you to give me a rundown on the Bog Pill, right? Because it's been too long.
What's the bog
what?
pill?
You know the Bog Pill, the Bogdanov brothers? No.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you pull up.
All right,
that
no
picture.
pills. Come on.
No, this is important.
But the
a
joke was
family
like
show.
Norm Macdonald said he was going to haunt Tom Cruise and inhabit
No,
his
not
body.
haunt. Inhabit.
His body, and then the picture of him, he looks just like Tom Cruise.
Well, so he's friends with the Bogdanovs, and the Bogdanovs are a wealthy family from the Ukraine that live in France most of their lives, and they do genetic HGH and all these kinds of steroidal medicines, and there's pictures of Tom Cruise with him, with them as well. The story is that their faces have extended. You should see a face of, if you type in Bogdanov here. Look at this guy.
He kind of
Have you seen
reminds
that?
me of the guy that did plastic surgery to make himself look like a cat.
Yeah, well, so what happened was here's both of them. They both ate so much of this stuff that their faces started to grow, right? But there's a great internet.
It looks like a
meme.
caricature painting.
Yeah, it does. Like the
Right.
ones that you can buy at the fairgrounds.
Yeah. Wait, even-
All right, hey, we got a picture of Tom Cruise. Ready?
Okay.
Are you ready? There he is.
There he is.
He looks like
You have him with the big face.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like Norm Macdonald.
So the point is, his
Yeah.
face is getting bigger, and he's getting his cheeks and his chin, and it's very similar to what happened to the Bogdanovs. So,
oh my god.
No,
So-
I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, I
well, I mean,
like-
kind of. I can kind of see.
oh
that,
yeah,
but-
like because he's not. I mean, look what he's been doing to stay young. Compare him to the lady from.
I think he's just getting older.
Yeah,
No,
I
but-
think age is coming to him. Like, do you think? Wait, is
He's
Tom
like
Cruise
70 years
fully
old.
white, or is he
Is he?
mixed with like something else?
Yeah, like
Are you telling me
I
that
don't-
because he's fully white, he can't look
60
good for his
maybe.
age?
White is just homogenized colors. That's a weird thing to say.
No, I'm just saying because like that saying Asian don't raisin and then black don't crack.
Don't raisin? I've never heard that.
Yeah, because
Oh, that's
Asian
true. Yeah.
Have
Asian
you ever
people
heard
don't.
this saying that I came up with on my own right now?
No, it's a real saying.
Asian
I
don't
swear to
raisin.
God, it's
Yeah.
a real saying. Chris knows it.
Yeah.
I
Asian
know
people
black
don't
don't
age.
crack.
Like Asian people don't age unless they hit a certain age. It's like usually around 60 or 80.
They
I
get
wanna
old
say-
all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get old all at once.
then they
Like you
raise them all
turtle.
at once.
No, like you turn into a turtle for some weird reason. Like Asian people turn into a turtle, and I'm like, why?
No, I mean like
'Cause it's
why
old
don't we-
myth, right?
This is probably has more to do with Scientology and like the fact that he's like well trained. He's spending all of his time being super healthy, and he's probably eating things that he thinks are not drugs because they're technically okay by his religion because he's not allowed to have any drugs, right? So whatever he's having has to be some special new research thing that somehow is justified by his system, and he's friends with these kinds of people that are taking. It's a life extension thing, and it's making parts of him grow.
Yeah. I don't
All right,
know.
so-
Like his chin looks like it's growing, right?
Jessica just sent a new image for culture. I like this one a lot with the black and white in the background.
Can we show this on the air?
Oh my
You,
God,
you don't
I
have
just-
it.
I
I could
like
put it in
it.
front of my camera. Though.
I like that one.
The Rothschilds
a lot.
bowed to the
Here,
Bogdanovs.
aim it at my camera, or
Is it backwards? I
That
don't
looks a
know.
little bit like.
I can't read it as well.
That looks a little bit like the
But I could be blind.
Sabergula.
do you want to do it?
It does.
Uh,
It has a
to
kind
the
of a
camera?
Soviet vibe to it.
There you go. It focused on it because I got rid of my
I do
face.
like that.
I
but
like that one more. It's less intense.
I liked.
Oh,
for
yeah, that's cool.
for pop culture. I thought the color scheme of the other one was
That's
good.
cool.
But I
Yeah,
like
but it
this
still
a lot
has the
for
colors.
Sabergulag.
It's just muted in the back.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we got another news article, which
Okay.
is how we do this show in segments, and we specifically talk about these
Yeah.
news articles.
I'll get that timer up on.
We're gonna
the
need that bog
thing.
pill.
I would honestly
So,
try to do less articles probably if we do it because we're gonna
Yeah.
ramble.
This sounds
Yeah.
Rambling is going to be a
This
thing.
is like
That's fine.
detox soup now.
But anyway,
It's okay. We need
it's
a
called
handler.
"Meet the New Owners of the Wu-Tang Clan's One of a Kind album."
Okay, I'm listening.
Martin
Shkreli.
Shkreli bought the album that they sold in like protest to the music industry or whatever, and then
He auctioned it.
when for anyone not familiar, he raised the price. He bought a drug and then raised the price on it so that insurance companies had to pay for it. But then he also made it so it was free for regular people to get. And
Insurance companies put him in jail.
yes,
But they tried to make him out to be a villain.
'Cause, yeah, he was exploiting everyone. No,
Well, that's
he
how
was-
He's
you-
only exploiting
that's
the
how the media
insurance
works.
companies.
who
The-
exploit
The
everyone.
individual,
I'm gonna go to the
regular
bathroom.
person, he was not.
Brett just went to the back.
I'm going to the bathroom.
And
Yeah,
we
you can do
lost
that.
Brett.
Just- you're supposed
You
to
can actually
move
go
on.
in the chairs.
You're supposed to
These
just
chairs
you're supposed to just ignore it and
toilets
move
in
on. We'll just cover for him while he's gone next time,
We're not
Miracle.
actually
Yeah.
talking to real people.
I know.
Yeah, but you don't have to say it into the mic.
We are live on the internet for
Yeah.
everyone to
Is
see.
anybody actually watching?
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 16
good, just
people
hurry up.
watching right now, including Tim.
Just remember to flush. All right. So, government sold Once Upon a Time in Shaolin to satisfy judgment against its first owner, Martin Shkreli. It ended up with a collective called Pleaser DAO that paid an intermediary $4 million. So the government sold this album. That's crazy.
Yeah.
the government.
The government's done that in many. I mean, come on, haven't you ever been to a police auction?
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying
my
it's
lifestyle.
ridiculous. So.
I mean, is it?
7 years ago, Wu-Tang
Yeah.
Clan's One of a Kind album, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, was created as a protest against the devaluation of music in the digital era. Before long, it got caught up in a tale of capitalist villainy when it was purchased by Martin Shkreli, the price-gouging young pharmaceutical speculator who was later convicted of securities fraud. I don't even know if he actually did any of that. Did he?
No, but wasn't he arrested because of claiming he memed something against Hillary Clinton or something? And that was when they were like, that's the end of it, basically.
Because he was really against her, and he was probably
he made some
getting a
media
lot of people to pay attention because he was in the news, and they were like, "Don't be in the news while
like,
talking bad about Hillary at the same time."
We can make you disappear. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the album has found yet another life on the frontier of digital art and cryptocurrency. Oh, they could have NFT'd it, huh?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
the
do
future.
you actually have the art? Like, can you pull up the art?
I think Leftover
I don't
Crowd
know.
is doing
It's
that.
an album.
Yeah, it's art.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's art.
It's got album art.
Album art is art.
Music is considered a form of art. Yeah.
But
having been sold for $4 million to Pleaser DAO or DAO, I don't know how they want to call themselves.
Yeah.
A collective that has existed for less than a year, but has already built a reputation for acquiring high-profile digital works. Oh, I bet they're going to try NFTing everything. They're like, let's pay $4 million for it. That's cool.
That's already what it kind of was like. Wu-Tang Clan is on Alphabet Street in New York next to the C Squad, right? Which is where Leftover Crack and a lot of the anarchist squatting movement happened in the 70s, and they've ended up building, and they now control this building in Manhattan. Like, so they've really kind of figured this out, how to use anarcho-punk capitalism and socialism in this kind of musical. And then they just auctioned off their album. They're going to continue to do that.
No, they just bought an album.
No,
Right?
no, not DAO.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, Wu-Tang. I'm talking about Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was a brilliant idea, is to sell, an album directly. Independent artist sells an art, and then someone else can produce it and do whatever they want with it. That's what NFTs are becoming.
All right. So, in a complex, let me get back to this. In a complex deal with multiple parties, one of whom remains unidentified, Pleaser DAO acquired Once Upon a Time after its sale in July by the federal government, which had seized the album to satisfy the balance of $7.4 million forfeiture money judgment against Mr. Shkreli. That was part of a sentencing in 2018. Mr. Shkreli is still serving out a 7-year prison sentence.
Whoa.
So he was sentenced in 2018, 7 years. That means he's still got 7 years left? 6 years?
2018, so that's 3 years ago. So 4
Okay,
years
so
left.
3 years left.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's like
Mr. Shkreli is still serving. Okay.
2018.
When the United States Attorney's
4
Office
years.
for the Eastern District of New York in Brooklyn announced the sale of Once Upon a Time in Shaolin this summer, no details about the buyer or price were disclosed. Prosecutors said the information was confidential. But Pleaser DAO, which took possession of the album on September 10th and is keeping it in a vault somewhere in New York City, has decided to come forward to celebrate its trophy and announce its goal to ultimately somehow make the album more widely available for fans to hear. Isn't that what Shkreli did? Or did he lock it up?
He locked it up, I think, right?
You sure?
No, he made it free for
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, like wait,
Really?
I think he did.
Oh, but because he's painted as a villain, we can erase history and go back to saying that
He made that album free, huh?
he
Switch your
he
cables.
stole it or whatever, kept
Yeah.
it locked up.
Usually, like, if someone's doing something that's going to help people, and the Clockwork Elves will either help you or destroy you. I mean, like, in public, people also demonize anyone that's going to get in their way, you know? So he's clearly doing a lot to help people, and the pharmaceutical companies weren't the only ones against him helping people.
Remember when U2 forced everyone to get that album on their iPhone?
That's true.
Oh,
but-
man, I was
what
just
was
thinking
that?
about that. So, and you remember they were trying, it was so hard to get rid of it.
What was
People
the
had-
album?
It was, I don't care.
It was,
It
just
was,
U2.
I blacked it
Who
out.
cares?
I blacked it out
Who
so
sings
hard.
Hello,
Sunday
hello.
Bloody?
Yeah,
Sunday
that's-
Bloody Sunday.
that's U2.
Yeah.
Who is that? You2. There
I
you
have
go.
George
That's
Bush
what it is.
singing it. You should
Well,
see my copy. but-
Hello.
It kind of
Oh, that's what it
reminds
was.
me.
Don't do that again. But like, so the thing with U2 doing that was they thought everyone would want it, and then you couldn't delete it, right? That was the biggest problem with that. They
like-
installed it.
It's like spyware on your computer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
On
worse
your
than that.
phone.
It was mind control. They're like,
It's
you
funny-
all should listen to our album.
It's funny that people cared enough to like, not only not want to hear it, but actively
Get rid of it.
try to get it off their phone. And
Dude, it was hard.
to no avail.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kept writing. Eventually, I got it to, they had to like make a way. They had to make a page.
Imagine
Well-
Creed just ending up on your phone and having no way to get rid of it.
Man, I feel bad for Creed though, because like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be mean to those guys.
They're not Nickelback.
Even Nickelback, wouldn't you want to go to Alberta just to go in like their giant compound?
I feel like they
Don't you see
probably
things
still
differently
hang
now?
out at a local bar.
Yeah. Don't you see things differently now?
Well, it kind of reminds me of Nipsey Hussle, where like he wanted to make the community better, but then like the conspiracy is the government killed him because he was helping the poor too much
Wow.
as a rapper.
So I feel bad though that one time I did buy Nickelback's album when I was 11, but then I then Silver Side Up, but then I returned it.
You don't have to be embarrassed about liking Nipsey Hussle. You do have to be embarrassed about liking Nickelback.
What's
Fair
wrong with Nickelback? I never heard their album, but what's wrong with them?
I don't know. I never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it as a
It's
poor
a
man
meme to
stealing.
hate them,
No,
and
this is
nobody
how
wants to
you remind
show
me.
dissent, so they always
I-
agree.
It's
Of what I really am.
It's
Yeah,
like
who cares?
liking Batman versus Superman. You're
The
not
movie?
allowed. You're not allowed to. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like in
it's
geek
like,
culture,
frankly,
there's just certain in music and geek culture. There's certain
Yeah.
things where
Oh.
you're just not allowed.
Frankly,
to like
I'm
it.
so geek. I can so geek chic. I can like Degrassi, Nickelback, anything Canadian, and feel completely fine in the morning.
Well, it kind of reminds me of this one time where I was hanging out in Walmart with my grandmother. We were getting groceries, and then these group of guys, I assume they're in early 20s. This was when I was like in junior high, and they asked me, which one is a better gift for our friends, Nickelback or My Little Ponies?
My Little Ponies are collectible. Are you kidding me?
Well, it was like the DVD series.
Brositology, yeah. You gotta get the old ones are, my cousin has every single My Little Pony from the 80s, and like I'm pretty sure you could have gone to college 1,000 times with the amount of money you can make off every My Little Pony.
That's
So.
true, but have you seen the new My Little Pony
Weird Al
series?
Yankovic is in the new series, and yeah,
Oh,
it's
really?
not bad.
It's not bad, but like it's kind of weird because like the whole story is like kind of like
Occulty, yeah.
No, not culty. It's like it talks about different races, like basically the Earth ponies, which is regular ponies. I don't know why. I
What, is
don't-
it
Space, there's space ponies.
no,
Can't say regular. That's insinuating that the other ones are not regular.
no,
Yeah, there's no
that's how
normative
the
No, there's
show.
regular.
There's
No,
no
that-
normative pony.
No,
Yeah,
that's how the show like
It's not called My Normative Pony.
That's how the show like well not show the movie kind of talks about it. Basically,
They have a
like
movie?
it's a movie for the new series, but basically the Earth ponies are they say like
What do they say
What?
in the new movie about the Earth
Sorry.
ponies?
So the Earth ponies say that Pegasus and unicorns, they're all evil, and I'm like, oh, that's
What?
kind of racist of them to say that. But then like one day, like this unicorn walks in, and it's like voiced by this really talented woman. I forgot her name, but I think she voices
I love
BMO.
her smile. Okay.
No, like she voices BMO, I think, from Adventure Time, but like.
Oh.
No, different actress, but whatever, same difference.
Sounds like her. Okay.
Say
But
the
yeah,
same thing about orcs in Lord of the Rings.
So Peg.
Yeah.
So well, kinda, right?
But
only
yeah,
in the movies. I
but
think.
the new series is talking about like basically unicorns can't do magic because something happened, and then Pegasus can't fly. Like that was like a big thing, but like Earth Pony said no, they're stealing everything. But the Earth Ponies are like technical, like they're high.
Technicolor?
Pegasus is the horse with wings, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why I know so much about this, but I do.
No, and I'm following you. I know these things. So
yeah,
keep
but
going.
basically like Earth Ponies, they're higher in technology, so like they have everything like from TVs, moving cars, like
Yeah.
Why did I say moving cars?
So they run society basically.
Yeah,
All
they-
cars
they are so
are
the
moving
Earth
cars if
ponies
they're
Earth
working.
ponies are the elite.
Yeah,
Okay?
but they paint the pictures that
They're the
unicorn-
1%.
Yeah, they're painting the picture saying unicorns and Pegasus are like evil because like unicorns are stealing all the magic, and then Pegasus are better than us because they can fly to the sun.
Well, but that seems like a very Earth pony perspective, and I like
Yeah.
where we were going with J.R.R. Tolkien because the orcs are literally elves that have gone through generational poverty and have had bad diets.
But
and, like, so
have
they've
you read the
created-
article saying like orcs are actually a depiction of racism because they say orcs are actually black people?
No, that's
Well,
what I'm saying.
have you
That-
played
that's-
World of
you're talking
Warcraft?
about the movie. I'm talking about
J.R.
the books.
Tolkien hated allegory.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
this is so this is
Like
not
despised allegory.
Mo-
I know,
but the
but, like,
movie
people
the
don't
movie
realize that.
series starring actors is different than the book series,
Yeah.
saying that these characters have gone through classism. They have generational poverty.
Yeah.
They've been forced to do bad things for generations, and it's affected their whole psychology. Which means that orcs could eventually, if given pure water and maybe 4 generations in Paraguay, end up better.
Well, that's the same thing like how you raise a wild pig. Like
Maybe
wild
if they-
pigs, if you raise them, they turn into normal pigs. But if you release
Right.
normal pigs, they turn into these like boars. That's how you get wild pigs. Basically, you release like regular farm pigs in
I'll
the
have
wild.
to try that sometime.
That,
But-
I don't believe that.
But but if you take this idea, then you extend it to any other story. My Little Ponies is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's also like Thundercats. Like Thundercats originally have this ultimately, we're good cats. Why are they against us? But like you realize, in the new version of Thundercats that they were when they were in charge, they were didactic leaders, and
Yeah.
they made everyone else suffer. And that's eventually going to catch up with you.
Well, speaking about like new series, have you seen the He-Man series?
Yes.
That I
What
really
happened? I didn't. Okay, I don't hate it. You're right.
like the Netflix kind of series. Basically, they're trying to make it like extra macho. I don't remember. Did they say they wanted to cancel it because it was like too masculine or something like that?
So originally what happened was they thought that it was going to be too feminine. And then they went really like, no, don't worry, just wait a second. And then they went super macho. And I thought that was pretty great. But then
Well-
everyone was like, this is like dynamic to a level where you're making men into a...
Macho man.
No, beyond that, an ideology, right? A machismo ideology, which is not what He-Man was ever about. He-Man wore pink, and he was like, I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, defender
Yeah.
of Castle Grayskull. He's
Well,
a nice guy.
The only reason why they're so worried about He-Man being feminized is because She-Ra, the series came on Netflix, like came out before He-Man, and She-Ra, like they were pushing really hard for lesbian characters, like they were pushing it really hard. So like I think her name was Netracta, like she does the nets, and then there's like she has a girlfriend who's also a princess, and they were like, it was like subtle, but like they were pushing it too hard. Like Catra and She-Ra herself like became a couple at the end. They're like, oh yeah, they're dating now. Like, ooh. So
I don't really
scandalous.
mind.
It's called gay baiting.
I
Yeah,
don't
well-
really mind gay baiting, but
queer baiting.
Yeah, but the only reason why they did that because Netflix dropped a TV show with DreamWorks, which is called Voltron. I love that series. But one of their main characters, Shiro, he was supposed to be a gay character, but they didn't really announce that he was gay until the end when the series finally ended. Like in the end credits, he's getting married to like a side character, and everybody was really mad about that. So Netflix was like, okay, if people are mad that we're not going to talk about our gay characters, let's like push it really hard, and that's what they did with She-Ra.
It's because they
see-
use
I-
it for advertising. They use it for advertising, and it's not relevant to the plot because the plot has more to do with whatever the actual story is. All those storylines are always some type of subplot that doesn't even really need to be there. It's unimportant.
The writer is getting lost in themselves and not in the IP, and so they end up going back into what they're thinking about, not what their
Self-inserts.
characters are doing, and it completely destroys. It's again deviating from the thing that the fans are most interested in every time.
But I actually like the She-Ra like new
yeah,
series. I
didn't-
loved it.
I had no problem with that at all.
I
I mean,
lo-
in general, it's not, I get it if you're a kid, you don't need your kids to see that, but like I don't have a
Well-
problem with it either, really. So
well,
it doesn't
like,
affect me.
I wouldn't say like not show your kids. I think like if you showed like your older kids and they have a better understanding, but then like younger kids, I don't feel like they have an understanding. Like you know how kids are, like they're like honest alcoholics. They will point out everything,
True.
going like, why are those two women hugging so
I mean,
hard?
One of the big problems a few years ago, I think it was actually almost 10, is like Gem and the Holograms, which is the best show, arguably.
Oh, the
like
movie
Christy,
sucked.
Yeah, but Christy Marks wasn't allowed to have anything to do with the show. And she wrote Sisterhood of Darkness, did G.I. Joes, did all this amazing properties.
Yeah.
And she was like, perfect, doing a movie about Gem and the Holograms. But instead they created this other thing, which is every single problem of the thing is that it's outside of, it has nothing to do with the IP anymore. And it's all whatever was going through the mind of the writer who had no interest in getting into the story, imagining the character's reality. It's the wrong kind of writer because you have a social justice narrator who can't even use visuals in their mind.
Well, also I kind of hated that movie because they pulled clips from YouTube, like from other artists, and like they didn't do anything after that. Like they just added clips from other artists, and then like when Gem and the Holograms actually became a thing, like it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but in the 80s, Gem and the Hologram was monumental. It was completely changed everything. It was the first show that had its own music video sequences, and it was designed to go in between Transformers and G.I. Joes, so the boys wouldn't get up, the girls would sit down.
Yeah.
And so they created a completely universalizing culture.
Well, the videos that I was talking about, it just popped up in my head. Basically, it was videos from fans saying how much they loved the original series. They weren't talking about the movies, so that's why a lot of fans were angry about that movie.
It's completely weird, yeah.
Yeah, because they're basically the director / producers, whoever was in charge of advertising for the movie, they were asking fans of the original series like, hey, can you send us videos of telling us like how much you love it? And like all these men and women were coming out saying like, I grew up with this TV show that like made me learn how to express myself. I love it. It's like so much empowerment. But then like they played it as the end credit scene. Sorry.
Don't bang a gavel. What are you, a judge in a
Maybe.
courtroom? My gosh.
I didn't say anything.
But no, I feel you're passionate about their passion, so.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like I just the
Yeah,
whole
that
thing.
that ruined my life though, because like I love Gem and the Holograms. It was the greatest thing ever, and it was not just great like for training children imprinting on them. It also was like, wow, if you wanted to make a show that was free for people to watch and sold dolls like the Power Rangers or anything else, this is the model. This is, you look at the 80s where they were doing Rainbow Bright. This is the model for how we can make stuff that, you know, might even help people sometimes. And it's free because eventually someone, it's paid for by toy companies. It's brilliant, you know, and they took that all away from us.
Do you think like today's like media, especially cartoons, are doing that for kids? Like they're trying to sell more toys. I don't feel like
no,
they
that's
are.
what I'm saying. I think social justice wars and Mockingbird projects are replacing like action figures, and it used to be so much different. You know, it was always like, Willy Wonka was supposed to sell a candy bar. They're like, why not make a movie? But like then today they would have been like, why not make a Netflix series? It would have been fine. They're not doing that anymore. They're saying, how can we use properties we have to, you know, it's like the Looney Tunes show. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Looney Tunes show is brilliant, but it's like an example where I sat down once. I'm like, I need something safe to watch. It's the Looney Tunes, and then all of a sudden, it's replaced with this new Looney Tunes, which is basically, you know, Seinfeld.
Well, that one is not even new. Like, I need to show you like the newest one where it's like new animation,
Like
but it's similar to
weird animation, right?
It's
No,
like,
Wabbit was weirder.
I don't know.
it's like a new animation style, but it's similar comedy to the old Looney Tunes. It's not like how like the one that
Yeah, I think-
Andreas was talking about,
I
which
think you
is
were talking about it before.
yeah. I wanted to show it to you guys, but I don't know if
You want to show us cartoons?
We
Well,
really
like-
should have like a cultural reviewing thing, you know, because like Amazon owns Twitch, right? So you can watch any of that stuff, and we can have like a Mystery Science Theater of it.
Well, speaking about review, I really want to talk about like the new Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
But instead, have you guys heard of that old movie Dune?
Dune.
They
Oh
made
yeah.
a book. They made a book out of it.
They
and
made
now
a
they're
book.
making a new movie out of it.
Yeah, I really loved
I love
it.
Dune.
Like,
So-
Dune's like my favorite property, actually.
So,
Star Wars is based on the fact they couldn't get Dune made because they hated Jodorowsky so much.
So this article is titled "Dune to release one day early on HBO Max." So I
Ooh.
mean,
That's a bad
interesting.
idea.
So
Yeah, it's
HBO and
definitely going to be watched
Is AWOL Time Warner still on HBO, right?
one day early.
I don't
Time
know.
Warner.
Sometime.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting war, I think, between the theater companies, the AMC.
Well,
theater
no,
companies,
like
and
on
the-
YouTube for
So,
Dune, they advertise that you must watch it in theaters.
Right, but now you're
Wait, what?
Like
only in theaters.
yeah.
Only in
So
theaters.
is it on HBO Max or no?
That's what
A
it's
day
saying.
early, a
It's
day
saying
early.
it's
That's a
Dune-
death knell.
So anyway, let me read it.
We're
and then
kind of
we'll,
we're
we'll
kind of
get,
doing
we'll get some info
like a
from
thing
it.
where you start like a segment and he reads and
Yeah.
everybody shuts the fuck up for a minute.
Sorry.
No. Well, with any podcast, first we have to burn them out of all their basic knowledge.
Yeah.
Then every time we have a new episode, they won't be able to talk about that again. Otherwise, they'll just be repeating themselves.
That's what you
And then
think.
once they run out of things to say, then we stick
Then
with
we
the
start
articles.
listening to the articles. All right.
So anyway, Dune is officially releasing a day early on HBO Max. According to reports, Denis Villeneuve, whatever.
Villeneuve?
Yeah, sure. Adaptation will be premiering on the streaming platform on October 21st instead of October 22nd. The film's actual release date in the U.S., HBO Max will release Dune on the same day as the preview screenings in theaters, allowing subscribers to watch the sci-fi epic just as early as moviegoers. It will be available on the service for 30 days, similar to other Warner Brothers films. The Timothée Chalamet starring film raked in $36.8 million US at the global office within the first 24 hours of its premiere in September. Speaking to Total Film earlier this year, Villeneuve shared.
It's Villeneuve, I think.
Yeah.
Via, it's two L's. I'm
I don't
pretty
want to
sure.
really get into how to pronounce
Villeneuve?
names, though.
Villeneuve.
really
Shared that
bad
he is
with
writing the
names, so I
second
can't
Dune
help.
film despite it not receiving the green light yet. I'm writing part 2 now, and I feel like I'm 8 years old again, he said. That's very uncommon for me. It's the first time I've experienced it where I'm watching one of my movies, and I have a moment of deep gratitude, of joy, and I say, thank you, life, for having allowed me to bring that to the screen. Laughs. It says that. I don't know how other people will feel about it, but me, Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
Nueve?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I don't know.
When he was 14 years old.
No
Thank
say.
you. Dune premieres on HBO Max on October 21st at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. In other Dune news, Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet skins are coming to Fortnite. Let's get into that now.
Well,
No,
like
it's not.
Fortnite did do that Squid Games.
Yeah, they do
skin.
everything.
Yeah,
they do
so
everything.
which is
Smart.
really great. Yeah, like it gets them more money. But then like, have you ever played like Fortnite with like grown ass people and like little kids? It's like the weirdest thing ever. Because, like, you have, like, little kids, like, screaming, and then, like, you have grown-ass adults, like, getting really mad about everything.
It's
that
like a
the little
zombie
kids are doing.
apocalypse, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Are the adults taking it seriously like it's a competition, and the kids
Yeah.
are like, let's build a house.
Well, no.
And getting killed, one-shotted. And
No, little kids, like, you'd be
Oh,
surprised.
yeah.
Like,
You're
they
right.
know how to play it. Like, they love one-shooters or, like, group shootings games. Like, my little brother loves Fortnite, and, like, he barely got that game, and he's kind of obsessed with it. But the first game that he was really obsessed with was Call of Duty. And I was like, that's kind of weird for an 8-year-old.
No, yeah, I get addicted to Call of Duty
Yeah.
It does stuff to
because it
your
reminds
brain.
me of the war.
It does stuff to your brain, though, the reactions.
From your
Well,
time
but-
in the
Yeah,
service.
it reminds me of Nam.
But
No.
Dune
Mhm.
is Dune's a property that they've always had problems with, right? Because it's a book that starts out with like you touched your Flibberty Jabbit, kind of like a Dr. Seuss book, and you have to like learn how to like understand what the things that don't exist in your reality are that make up the world and what's going on in this trade network.
What if you're a person that never, like, understand what Doom was or doesn't know what Doom
That's
is?
what I'm afraid of is that this movie's made for them.
The
And
point
it
of
sounds
the-
like
Oh,
because
yeah,
he sounds
probably,
he
yeah.
sounds freaking happy. That's scary. That
Well-
doesn't
I sound happy?
No.
The
What?
creator.
Oh, this
Yeah,
guy.
the
Yeah.
via
Oh, it's because he
Nevo.
feels like he's 8 years old.
Neve. Well, okay, but I think it's the scary thing is if he thinks that and he didn't quite say it's going to be receptive to people, but it sounds like that's the plan because if everyone's this happy with the movie coming out, it's probably going to be something designed to be easy
Well,
for
no,
people to
no.
read.
Initial hype never means exactly what's going to happen.
I
They're
mean,
going
do
to
you
sell
remember-
tickets for sure because people are like, "Oh, Dune. I
Did you
hope
see-
it's good."
did you
And
see-
they're going to see
Very
it,
dumb.
and we'll find out.
Did you see Lynch's Dune, the original version? So they
It was
were trying
amazing.
first.
the,
They were,
the original movie?
well, I don't want to say original because the original didn't ever.
Jodorowsky's-
Jodorowsky's original film never happened because Geiger, who was making art for it, eventually he at least got to go do Alien, but something happened with Jodorowsky that no one wants to talk about. He probably had an affair or something. But
What's something?
There's a great
there's a
documentary
number
about that.
There's a number of people that have said different theories, but basically he got blacklisted. He wasn't going to make movies, and they took the team and they put them into all sorts of other projects. But that was the real original Dune, and it was going to be incredible. And it wasn't going to be exactly the same as the book, but it at least was going to be fulfilling of the book. Lynch went and he did something very close to what the book was supposed to be. But then they re-edited it, and they said, no, it has to be more. Can you do it like Star Wars? And this is because Star Wars exists literally after Dune was going to not happen. They're like, well, we need to buy another property. Can we make something that's kind of spacey? Well, we have another story about worms and spice and a spice trading network. We can have this whole thing. The Kessel Run will have the spice trading and the desert planet. And we'll have, the Jesuits, the Bene Jesuits, right? Which is what the Dune
Hey, Brett.
religion
wake
is.
up.
I'm listening.
He doesn't love books, maybe. I don't know.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe he's like, actually, he kind of looks like he's envisioning it. He's like sitting back and he's
I'm
watching
actually
the
thinking
movie.
about how the
All right, let's go to
topic,
Super Chats.
I was actually thinking about how the topic was about how the movie's coming out on HBO Max the same day as
True.
it does in theaters and had nothing to do with what the movie was actually about.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the movie. I want to talk about watching it early.
Yeah, well, is it doing the same thing like how Disney Plus is?
It's
Like,
a-
you have to pay
Probably.
more?
It's a problem because Black Widow and all of the movies that release day and date, meaning that they come out in theaters and on HBO Max, always suffer from lower box office.
Oh, so this comes out a day early.
Yeah.
It's
a problem.
really
Well,
going to suffer
but
because
I-
I'm not going to go to the movies.
Well,
then.
like, you know how
Maybe I
Shang-Chi
will.
came out only in theaters? That one went, like, the box office.
Which
rate-
one?
Shang-Chi.
Oh.
Legends of the Seven
yeah.
Rings. Or 10 Rings. I mean, sorry, 10 Rings.
Yeah, or 14 rings, right?
I don't mean.
Something like that.
36 rings.
It was
something
an
like
even number.
I don't know, something even.
Yeah.
But yeah. so-
36
Wait, so
chambers.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it
Lick-
sounds like
wait,
we're-
wait,
Shang-Chi and
hold on.
the
But what
Liquid
happened with it?
Swords.
How did it do in the
So,
box office?
It did really well in box office because it was only in theaters. Like you can't get it on HBO Max or Disney Plus. Like they only advertised it.
And they don't
can-
count the numbers from HBO subscriptions.
Yeah.
So they're going to be
Yeah,
like,
but-
oh, well, we made 15 million. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
I
the
guess.
money will be stolen, et cetera, et cetera. But you have to think about it like you sound like a relic from the mall generation that says, "Oh, we got to keep malls alive." Nobody cares, and we don't live in the '80s when Batman's coming
Well-
out. The
No,
same
it's just that
day
they're going to
as
skew the
UHF.
statistics.
I
'cause
disagree.
Right.
People aren't gonna watch it in
110%.
theater.
I think
If-
theaters are important.
I do no.
Theaters
And
are-
then I'm the most pro theater. Don't get me wrong. I love theater, and I don't want it to be lost. But the problem is, we live in an era now where they're trying to force people to stomach whatever they can force them to stomach, and so they want to make sure that people see it. They're like, well, this way they'll have nothing else to watch. We're gonna make it really hard for them to see anything else. It's kind of like Netflix does.
Well,
watch it.
I'm thinking about people who can't afford it because HBO Max, how much is?
It's like $600 a month or something.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's $14.99.
Oh,
$14.99
Yeah.
per
Still a
month.
lot.
So if you times that with 12,
Yeah.
It's cheaper than a movie ticket, though. That's the point.
It
for
is
3 kids
true.
or
Yeah.
family or whatever.
but then like, what if you're like somebody who's sensible? You're like, would I really pay $15 per month for something that I'll only like watch it for one major movie?
For
I know-
HBO, I usually just
I mean-
watch one month worth of like I'll just binge
Yeah, like
a bunch of shows
Yeah, but
for
what
1 month and then shut it off.
I don't know.
Crawl
if,
out of
like,
that bottle.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but our coworker Hannah Claire, she was talking about this. Like recently, her brother canceled their Netflix and Hulu accounts because he's like, "Nah, I can pay the same amount just going to the gym, so I'm canceling it." What about like those people who are like, "I'd rather be working out
Huh?
instead of watching TV
Why
and
wouldn't you
binging."
be
Why
able
don't you
to
do
talk
both?
about that?
I love
Yeah.
watching TV on the treadmill.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
A lot
like.
of gyms have treadmills.
that's like-
I'll
that's
take a
a
show
level.
and only watch it on the treadmill. So it's like if I want to see the next episode, I gotta go stand on
I
the
mean,
treadmill.
Yeah,
Going to a theater is an important thing for
but
you know,
like he's
culture.
like tight in money. That's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
yeah. I
but,
mean, no one wants to pay $200 for all of their streaming services.
but in terms of the money problem, like Scarlett Johansson settled with Disney. Things are changing in contracts. They're aware that this is a post-COVID world where we're going to have people that are staying at home more and going to public gatherings less. It's just what the way the world is going.
Well, like also, I don't know if you know this YouTuber, Black Nerd Comedy. His
Yeah, of
name is
course.
Andre
Yeah.
Meadows, but he talks about it like it's a whole different experience watching movies on the on a big screen instead of at home, because at home you have the privacy of being yourself. You can do like all the weird habits that you do and the weird like niches that you need to do around
Right.
home.
Like
Like,
turn the
remember-
volume up
do
and
you
watch it from the
remember
toilet.
But you remember the airport seats at the movie theater? I mean, it's fun to sit in that
Well,
weird
no,
thing.
well,
That's
the
uncomfortable.
last movie theater that we went to go watch. What was the movie
Yeah, what
called
did we
again,
see?
Brett?
It's,
What's it called?
Carnage, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
watched Venom. Let There Be Carnage.
Mhm.
But the movie theater that we went to, it was the same one that we went to for
New
Shang-Chi.
chairs, lazy
but
boys.
The chairs was we went to like a different yeah
Seats.
different seats, and like these seats were kind of crappy. They weren't
really?
like the fancy ones.
See, I like that. I like a old movie theater. I like a dingy, falling apart, and I like real film. And
Well,
since I
it
don't get
wasn't-
any of that at a movie
Homeless
theater
guy
anymore,
sleeping in the front row.
Yeah,
Well-
I miss reality. And so like the old Matrix, but like now you've got a digital movie theater that's got a digital projector like I have at home. I mean, maybe not everyone does, but it's cheaper than a TV. And you've got a Wi-Fi signal to bring it to you. It's not a guy. It used to be a guy with 5 movies like in tins with chains tying them to his body so that he would die if he lost his copy of Star Wars. And now we've got just this digital encryption to get the movie to you anyway. So I don't know. I don't feel the same way about it. But the real thing that scares me, remember Andrew was on the show a while ago. He was talking about the 80s, and we were talking about UHF. And UHF's one of the greatest movies of all time. But it came out the same week as Batman. And it was like, it did really horribly in theaters. Because it's at a time when there were so many amazing movies that week. And it was that summer in 88 or 89 that things, we don't live in that world anymore. We
Well,
don't
do
live
you
in a
wanna
world
go-
where amazing things are coming out all the time.
Well, do you want to go back in time where like we only had one movie featuring in the theater, like for example, the
Like a Charlie Chaplin movie.
We've never been in it. That was another point. We've never been in that time. So back in the 20s, a
Yeah.
nickel would get you 2 movies, 2 cartoons, and a newsreel. Are you kidding me? Like life was.
Well, they were all one
welcome
show.
to inflation.
It was all one show.
No, because people went out. And
No, yeah, it was
smoked.
like an intermediary cartoon, and yeah.
No, it's like you have.
It would be like you watch one movie and then it had a cartoon in the middle, and then you would watch the second movie, but it was all one ticket.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
That's what I
yes.
meant,
Yeah.
one ticket.
I thought you. I was like, no, I could sit up.
One
if I needed-
show.
If I wanted to go to the bathroom, I could.
Yeah.
Oh my god, speaking about like going to the bathroom like during the movies, like do you feel like you waste your money just going to the bathroom?
No, actually, what I try to do is figure out, like, what's the scene that is the dead scene that's meant for us to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
in. It's because there's movies when you go to the movie theater, it's usually 'cause it's supposed to be in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, when did they want me to go to the bathroom during this movie?
Well,
The Black
what I
Widow.
do is I always buy like a liter of water, and then
Ew.
once I'm finished with it,
Oh my god, no.
I can fill it back
Space
up.
diapers. That's what they gave us at NASA.
Well-
Or my bucket of popcorn. You know.
Well, like no, when we went to watch Shang-Chi, like legit, I was like trying to time it out, but it was almost at the end of the movie, and I was trying to hold it because
Like
I wanted.
I can't miss the end.
I can't miss the end
No.
because it's like third act,
So-
there's so many action scenes. So
Yeah.
I told Brett, like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. Tell me what's going to happen. And I asked him when I came back, I was like, what did I miss? And he's like, nothing much.
Yeah, every movie has 15 beats, and
You
so
missed a lot. I was just being
Be
nice.
polite.
He
I
wasn't about to
know.
explain it
Thank
all to
you.
you.
every movie has 15 beats. If you miss the 11th or the 13th beat, you're usually okay.
Okay.
You have
so
to pick in an action film the 11th, and if you pick in a 13th beat if it's
well,
like a comedy.
like my problem is like the bathroom is like you can't find the bathroom right away. Like when you're in a frantic speed, like you can't find it
Just
right away.
Empty out before you start the
Well, no, but
movie.
then you
Well, that's
drink-
what I
always
do.
Then you get a
That's-
drink though, and you're like drinking
Yeah.
your soda.
Yeah,
your
because
water.
like the human bladder only holds like 16 ounce, I believe.
No, it's like 50 or something.
50. Why does my bladder feel
You have to
so
train
small?
yourself to hold it longer.
See, I mean,
No.
like, and that's again, remember the old movies where you had intermission scenes?
Yeah.
Like, let's go back to reality. Like, movies today are not what they used to be. So they don't need to be made for theaters anymore if they're going to be made for HBO Max.
Well, like from back to the bathroom thing.
Oh.
But like for me, it's like what the fuck? Like why can't I hold
Language.
like? Sorry, I forget that we're live sometimes. We need like a little beep thing for me.
Yeah, then we need a 30-second delay so that and you can
Push a belch key.
prepare for it. Like, oh, here
Yeah.
it comes.
Play a burp
Damn it,
over it.
Rick.
Yeah, you burp and makes it
I
sound
didn't
like you burp
burp.
every time.
Yeah, it'll just make. I'll just make. We'll just every time you swear, we'll just cover it with a fart sound.
Yeah.
So just try not to swear because it doesn't sound good for you.
Oh, well, like I don't know, but yeah, like for me, I'm just like, why would you advertise for me to get like foods or drinks during the movie if you know I need to go pee and I'm like spending over $10 per ticket for this one movie and I need to like go pee right away and like I can't find the bathroom right away because it's far away from where I'm sitting at.
Oh, man. You know what's going to be huge in the next generation? For
What?
the reset generation after Gen Z? You know, it's going to be Alpha.
Alpha.
Yeah, the research kids, they're going to be texting in movie theaters will be allowed again. And
Oh,
then they're
that's
gonna
what
be-
I do
they're-
already.
Yeah, but imagine when they're like,
Calm down.
go ahead, this theater's designed for it. And then people be like, yo, this scene's a little weak. You can go to the bathroom during the scene. I already saw this movie. And people are like, oh, don't worry, I'll tell you about what's happening while you're in the bathroom.
You can text during a movie.
I
Yeah,
mean, they
you
don't want you
can.
to use your phone, though, because they think you're going to be recording it.
No,
No.
well, it's also a common courtesy not to do it because
Right.
like people
Texting?
like have the
Right.
Yeah, because
no.
you can see.
Yeah, my movie
you can see
theaters
the-
always
the
said-
light on people's faces is very distracting.
No,
My,
I
my
just
movie
don't-
theater always said no texting, no using your phone,
Yeah.
put it
And
away.
here's what they say
I've
though.
almost never
I
seen
just
that.
don't like that people behind me can read my text messages. That's the only
That's-
reason I don't do it.
You should read backwards. Do it like Da Vinci, bro.
Yeah.
Turn your phone into mirror mode.
But other than that, I just don't answer the phone. Like, hey, what's up? Oh, I'm in a movie right now. I can't talk.
Nah,
Well,
it
it's-
sucks.
Yeah, it's not that good.
That'd be hilarious. See, I
But-
want to go back in time and just live
Someone's
in
throwing
like,
popcorn at me.
I always wanted to light up a cigar in the theater.
yeah, like
I always
midnight,
wanted to-
Stop
midnight,
smoking, Andy.
midnight movies.
I always
though.
wanted to punch a beehive in a movie theater.
Midnight movies existed. You guys ever go to the drive-in movies? So
Mhm.
growing up, we had a great drive-in movie in Santa Cruz, and people would drive in, and you know it was amazing because you could smoke, or you could have like a barbecue pit and things, and it was just outside, and they'd let you
Mhm.
do anything. It was amazing.
I'm just worried about Brett because he's been quiet a little bit too long.
He's meditating.
Hey Brett,
Let's go to super chats.
Miracle's
I hate that.
Miracle's too short for her camera. Can you? Nudge
No,
it
I'm
down?
slouching. Am I still too short right now?
No, you're fine.
Still a little bit, yeah. I
You
mean,
can- you can adjust your chair.
let's
Oh, I
just
can't.
slow
You don't have to
down.
adjust the cameras. You adjust the chair.
Wait,
I mean, either way.
hold on.
You're fine though.
I was trying to do it less distractingly, but
Hey Brett,
Hey,
I don't want to
here's a-
distract anyone.
Here's a
but
legal
no, it
question.
wasn't really.
can you move the
Yeah.
camera?
Here's a legal question for our audience at home. If you're an attorney, let us know. Is if you're watching a movie on your phone that you paid for legally, but it says at the beginning FBI notice, no public displaying. Did you just break the law because you were in public while you're on your phone watching that
like
movie?
if you're watching it on
I don't
the
think
subway
people
and other
care
people
unless
can see
you're a
it.
snitch.
Well,
I mean, that's
Well,
a different question.
if
Whether
they're
people
looking for
care is not the
dirt,
same as what is the law.
They can use that. But I think we're going to end the show here. We're at 1 hour and 11, almost 12 minutes, and that's
Oh.
this show
Oh, wow.
is an hour and 12
I'm
minutes
sure
long.
that's numerologically
So,
important. So
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
112.
think this is where we're going to
Remember
end
the
it.
band 112?
Do you have
I do.
any social media you guys want to promote? I'm just kidding. Nobody
check out my
really cares.
SoundCloud. You know, I
Yeah.
got all these great songs at Exertus.
Oh, excuse me.
All right,
That camera's
how do we
still-
kill the feed?
Did
How do
you-
we,
did
hey,
you move
how
your-
do we kill the feed?
Oh, we just go here. Ah.
Cyber Gulag. Oh
yeah, go to
Pop Cul-
cybergulag.com.
No, that you're on the channel, aren't you?
What?
We're on the Cyber
We're
Gulag
on
channel.
Cyber Gulag.
Yeah, but go to the
That's what
website.
I've been
Oh,
watching.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with the website yet, but you could try. You could wait, and like maybe if you're watching
Just
this
keep
in the
refreshing it.
future,
Just put it on there and auto refresh.
auto refresh it,
And
XIR.
you'll see what we're gonna do.
You'll see. Anyway, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Follow your dreams.